I'm here today with David Moloney, the CEO of Internal Consulting Group, or ICG. Hello, David.
Good morning.
And he's joined by a client, Temogen Hield, the COO of EFTPOS. Hi, Temogen.
Hi, Don.
David, why I wanted to talk to you about ICG is the way that you built this business to compete with Tier 1 firms. You're an Australian business, you'd probably be defined as an SME. So can you tell me a bit about your business model?
Yes, Don. Internal Consulting Group is based on a very exciting new Australian technology. That technology is called industrialised adhocracy. A lot of people need consulting firms to create change in their organisation. The problem with the current consulting model, which was invented in the 1940s, is you can have any shape of team as long as it's a pyramid. ICG breaks that paradigm, and we create adhocracies for any client of any permutation of resources. If you want a chief architect, we just give you the chief architect. You don't have to have the juniors to form a pyramid for us to make that economic for us.
Right. So you don't have a bench as such, you bring in the specialised skills as and when needed.
Well, we do have a bench. In fact, we have the biggest bench in Australia. We have created Australia and perhaps one of the world's first professional associations for management consultants. That professional association is our bench. We've profiled the skills and characteristics of each of the members of that professional association, and then we can configure teams with the biggest consulting bench in Australia.
David, just tell me a little bit about some of the work you actually do for clients. What do you deliver?
Well, our projects are incredibly broad. We ran last week a workshop for a board and executive team, and they wanted a very, very senior facilitator, CEO level person, and they just wanted them for half a day. We also are running an 8-person transformation for one of Australia's largest company, where they've brought 30 employees along, and they've hand-picked 8 individuals who work and act as if they're part of that corporate team. So it doesn't feel like the consulting firm is doing the change. The team of employees are doing the change, but they needed to draw on some additional expertise and experience to effect the most successful transformation. And so our work can range from just half a day, and we've had people working at clients for over a year now, where they've been a wonderfully successful fit, and some of those have indeed transitioned into full employment.
So as well as the value for money, you're delivering expertise. Government agencies might often think of the traditional model where they want a big brand name firm. You are effectively competing with those firms. Is this opportunity existing for you to go international as well?
Absolutely. We've been approached by a number of people who wish to set up the ICG model offshore, and I think we find the notion that Australia is one of the world's most advanced economies and has really been a net exporter of intellectual property to other geographies. Certainly, both consulting firms I've worked at, the Australian clients are among the most sophisticated in the world. And so one of the things that we're hoping to do with ICG, and we're already generating some success, is by capturing that intellectual property and then exporting it around the world. And so we see great potential for the industrialised adhocracy model to be taken to not just other geographies but also to other industries which require this adhocracy team-based approach.
I'd like to turn to Temogen now to get a client perspective. What do you find are the benefits of working with a company like ICG?
For me, there are 2 real benefits. The first is that it allows you to set up an engagement that really allows you to grow your own capabilities and retain knowledge. So it's not the traditional consulting engagement where you get 6 people come in, tell you what to do, leave, take all the knowledge with them, and you're none the wiser other than a pack of paper that tells you what to do. Essentially, ICG allow you to construct engagement that helps you to train up internal capability as well. And to me, that's been hugely valuable, particularly for EFTPOS, which is a growing small company that hasn't always had capability on the ground right from day one. That's the first reason. The second reason I really like the ICG model is it allows you to, in effect, deleverage some of the cost out of the consulting model. So if you go to a big international strategy house, you essentially pay for a team of 8 people, 4 juniors, a couple of mid-levels, a couple of partners. They read everything, they all read everything, they charge you for everything, and it costs you a lot. Under the ICG model, you can substitute your own people within that chain, and many of their consultants actually don't need that sort of leverage, so they can give you a lot broader perspective and do a lot broader tasks. So it does have a big impact on cost. The other thing I like about ICG is it's a lot more flexible in terms of the type of engagement you need. And for 6 months to essentially backfill a role, ICG can do that. And EFTPOS indeed has a couple of people who we came across through ICG engagements, and they now work for us.
You can see what David Moloney, CEO of ICG, has done is create, as he said, the work of the future, the jobs of the future. This is the way in which Australian firms can compete internationally with multinational firms. And David has got a perfect example of a business model that can work for large corporations and for big government agencies through a very flexible and dynamic business model. I'm very excited about it. I think it's terrific for Australian business.